For Verizon INDYCAR Series driver Tony Kanaan, age 41 is just a number. It's definitely not a reason to contemplate retirement. He's ready, fit, and determined to battle for wins in the 2016 season.
It's gonna be, my 19th season. I mean, I still look fit. I'm still winning. We're still competitive.
After an 11-year absence, INDYCAR returns to Phoenix International Raceway, a track Kanaan has good reason to call one of his favorites.
Tony Kanaan, he's going to take a big gulp as he gets ready to take the twin checkers for the first time in the INDYCAR Series.
Phoenix, it's, the track that I had most success in my life. My first INDYCAR IRL win back in 2003. Well, now my second race, as soon as I made the switch from kart. First win for Michael Andretti and his team. A very special place, and I'm extremely happy to go back there.
Now, the elder statesman of open-wheel drivers, Kanaan is racing to turn back the clock and return to victory lane under the lights in Phoenix. It's Tony Kanaan on INDYCAR Chronicles. Verizon INDYCAR Series veteran Tony Kanaan returns to one of his favorite racetracks, the fast, low-banked one-mile oval in balmy Phoenix, Arizona, a track where he'll be tough to beat.
Tony's really good at Phoenix. He went on and won our very first race there at Phoenix, and then I think he went on to win it again later, so he really took to that place.
Tony's got the experience. He knows what he's looking for.
Tony's got the right blend of smarts and aggression, and I think that really works well on the ovals.
A gorgeous morning for cars to be on track, and it is going to be very fast.
During the first practice of the weekend, Tony is already showing impressive speed, nearly 192 miles per hour. When the practice ended, Kanaan was fourth quick.
Tony Kanaan, Paul, is the kind of guy that I think could win this race on the basis of all those years of experience. He's one of the toughest guys out there.
Bateram em mim, eu rodei, saí em último e cheguei em 12º.
Kanaan's journey to become one of those toughest guys began 33 years ago at the age of 8 in the town of Salvador, Brazil.
From when I started it until I was 13, Dad was with me the entire time, and I had a pretty much a career plan with him that we're gonna this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna race go-karts, and we're gonna move into cars, and one day I'm gonna be a Formula 1 driver or an INDYCAR driver. I lost my dad to cancer when I was 13, and I kept racing go-karts, and obviously without my dad's support at the time, it was quite hard to keep it going, but with a lot of work, and I found some help from other people, I was able to continue because it was a promise that I had made to him, and we actually had made together. So I felt that, that's what I had to continue doing it. I got the opportunity to race for Steve Horn at Tasman and Indy Lights for 2 years in '96 and '97. Ended up winning the championship in '97 and made my first INDYCAR race in 1998.
But it would be 4 years later, in 2002, when Tony's INDYCAR career would really take off.
I thought this guy's really good. So when we did buy into the team, he was one of the guys at the top of my list to hire.
I remember it was in Houston, and Michael called me to talk to him on his bus.
Well, the plan was that I was going to just run the first 3 races in '03 and then retire after Indianapolis.
From those first days building that team with him, with Brian, with Dan, that was fun time.
It's going to be Tony Kanaan winning the Firestone Indy 200.
Did we mesh? I would say that Tony, Brian, and I meshed well. Dan took a little longer.
People think we melted right away and we just clicked. It wasn't. It took the whole 2003 for us to get it. In '04, once we got that out of the way, we became unbeatable.
Dan Weldon will win the Toyota Indy 300. An Englishman will roll into victory lane at the world's greatest race course. It's Tony Kanaan at the line. Dario Franchitti, he'll win. Herta will win it by a half a car length. 8th over Dan Weldon. At the end of an epic journey, we salute number 26, Dan Weldon.
The team dominated 8 of the 16 races in 2004, and Kanaan won the series championship. And the next season, the team swept the top 4 spots at St. Petersburg and went on to win an unprecedented 11 of 17 races.
No, it didn't happen right away, but it also didn't happen by accident. You know, I always gave Michael a lot of credit for, you know, the personalities he chose, and he was the one that really fostered that idea of all the cars working together.
Prior to that, it was no team that had a drivers with that chemistry that would work for a team.
Over a 4-year span, the team won 2 Indianapolis 500s and 3 IndyCar Series championships.
They were pretty magical years. As a unit, 4 drivers working together, I certainly haven't seen anything like that.
I remember Michael saying that to me, you know, to us.
Hey guys, look, this is something I never had in my career.
What you guys got here, it's very special.
This is a special time in all of our lives, and just eat it up and soak it in, because it's not going to be like this forever.
We just wanted to enjoy it as much as we possibly could.
And the yellow light comes out. We've got problems. That was the race leader, Tony Kanaan.
I get there, started in the top 6, and I was leading the race miles away from everybody, and Bruno blows an engine with Ganassi, and they don't throw the yellow flag quick enough, and I'm the leader, and I go through the oil in turn 3 and had a big, massive shunt, and that was it.
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway was now his new favorite challenge.
He always has taken to that place, and ovals in general. I think Tony is as good as they come on the ovals.
Tony Kanaan made an unbelievable move on the restart. He blew by about 3 or 4 cars.
So finished third, my second try. I left it thinking, well, I'm pretty good at this place. I'm pretty young. We'll try it again.
Tony Kanaan will go to the inside of Weldon as they go across the yard of bricks.
Before I finished second.
And we have got rain in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway area.
The theme continued. Kanaan led the Indy 500 in each of his first 7 attempts. Something, everything, kept standing between him and victory lane.
Tony Kanaan has to pit, and here he comes.
Tony Kanaan, he's your leader. His crew over the wall, but they're only taking fuel.
And it's raining, guys. Dario Franchini's leading this race. The rain's pouring down right now.
07, there was the rain came when I was leading. The rain could have just as easily came when Tony was leading. You know, that day we were fighting each other, and we both had fast cars, and it was just the rain came at the right time.
If you go through all the years, I think I finished 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So the top 6 I had achieved.
You had to liken it to Michael Andretti. Quite honestly, Michael probably led more laps than most people at Indy and never won.
There for a while, I was equating my career to him there at Indianapolis, you know, where just won, I mean, led a million laps, but just couldn't get across the finish line with just stupid things putting you out of the race.
Michael should have won the race numerous times, and Mario as well. You know, it was kind of like Tony was suffering the Andretti curse by being on the team.
Oh, no, he had a huge crash. And a second contact, and it looks like it is Tony Kanaan.
I had plenty of good and bad memories, and I think on the course of those years, big crashes, right? Mechanical failures, starting on the pole, leading the race more than halfway through, and like a hurricane, which doesn't even happen in Indy, but a tornado warnings.
Making his 12th start, ladies and gentlemen, from Brazil, Tony Kanaan.
After 8 years, it was time to move on from Michael Andretti's team.
We ended up breaking apart, and I joined this team with my good fellow friend, Jimmy Vasser, and nobody believed in us. They had been very successful as a top team. I mean, they had one race here, one race there, I think, I don't even remember. But obviously we're not rated as a team that was gonna go fight for a championship, let alone to the 500.
You know, we don't have the financial resources as some of the big teams, and we just did the best we could.
Kanaan started 12th in the 2013 Indianapolis 500, driving for a much smaller team and considered a long shot to win. But as the race unfolded, he found himself towards the front.
And you can tell what I did. When it went yellow, I was third. And I said, when it goes green, it's going to be all or nothing.
Well, boys, I'm going to go for it. It's going to be all or nothing.
It's kind of a precarious position to be in, and you know, I don't know what we were thinking at the time. I don't really remember other than that we were a protagonist for the race win.
Then I just decided that, you know, I can't control everything else. I can't control the yellows. I can't control if it's going to rain. Well, I went green, and I'm like, this is it. I'm going.
197 laps complete at the line, 3 wide, Munoz on the outside, Kanaan on the inside. Who will make the pass stick? It's going to be Kanaan. TK out in front on lap 197 at the Speedway.
You know how many times I had that plane out like that and never worked? You know, so this time it worked.
Contact yellow is out, and it is Dario Franchitti.
Yellow, turn 1.
We won.
We see everybody standing up. Isn't that so cool?
The most amazing thing was actually when it went yellow and I had time to look around. I just saw 400,000 people standing, right, and clapping, and some people like, you know, spinning their shirts, and it was unbelievable. I'm like, I can't believe that's, you know, that's for me.
The 12th time is the charm at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Twin Checkers Way. TK has won the 2013 500.
When he did win, I think we all went to Victory Circle again. That was something we used to do when we were teammates.
When he finally won it, it was cool to see. It was great to see that support from the fans.
I remember more, the crowd stayed. We went around in the car together, and they were still yelling for him.
What was the most special part of my winning? It was that victory lap after I got out of the car. They didn't leave the stands. That was the best part.
Today, as fans in Arizona file into Phoenix International Raceway, Tony Kanaan is preparing to qualify for a race he's won twice before. In 2014, Tony Kanaan made a career-changing move. He joined the powerhouse team of Chip Ganassi Racing.
We didn't have time to convert the car to race trim, and the track is still a little green for us to use the third set and trim it.
Kanaan has one race win for the team in 2 seasons. But after a strong practice, he and team owner Chip Ganassi are hoping a good qualifying result will put him in position for a second.
Kanaan waiting to go out for his 2 laps of qualifying.
Passing at Phoenix is notoriously difficult, making qualifying that much more important.
Tony Kanaan takes the green flag.
19.211, second lap for Tony Kanaan.
At just over 19 seconds per lap, Tony is getting around the 1 mile oval at nearly 192 miles per hour, enough to qualify P2, missing the pole position by less than 0.2 of a second.
I don't think we went on the safety side, but you know, it cost us the pole. But you know, I'm pretty good at this track. I started 3rd year the past 10 years ago and won the race.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
At the driver autograph session, Tony entertained some young fans.
Is that for me?
No, it's for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
His wife, Lauren, gave birth to Tony's second son, Deco, in early 2015.
He's a good traveler, so we do. Both of them, Tony and Deco, are good travelers.
Today, the young family enjoys playtime at home, but during the INDYCAR season, they travel together.
I'm sure any racing family who has a young family has been through it and knows what it's like. I mean, I think we're lucky that, I mean, he's a good kid, he's social, he likes to travel, he likes to be out.
Wonder why? Where we got that from?
I mean...
I've enjoyed a lot this hands-on father is just because that's not what we have back home. It's very different. And, you know, it worked out fine.
He is very hands-on. I'm sure people that know him personally know he has strong opinions about everything, but I think it's really cute when it comes to the baby because he's just much more of a worrier than I am.
In a way with the baby, yes, because Decker walks around and bumps into everything. He probably had knocked himself out.
He's learning.
She's like, he's learning. I said, no. We don't learn racing, crashing cars. You know that.
I think some people do.
Well, we kind of. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm enjoying it. There are days that we're full on stressed, tired, but I guess.
Well, but that's what parents.
That's what parents.
That's what all parents do.
For round 2 of the INDYCAR Series Championship, the family is in Phoenix, Arizona, where Tony Kanaan will start the race in the front row.
And a couple of 30-somethings on the front row.
Experience counts at Phoenix. The oldest 2 drivers in the series are starting in the first 2 positions.
I think we proved that along the years, and obviously we raced here a lot longer than those other guys, especially in this racetrack. So and I would say it's going to be an exciting race. One remark will be, the only gray hair around here is yours.
Oh, no. After 19 seasons, Tony is now the oldest driver in the paddock. And with that, one question keeps coming up.
When are you going to retire? You know, it's a tough question. I think, in a way, I don't know. I don't understand how somebody can say 41 is old.
Age is the furthest thing from Tony's mind, as he's set to take the green flag for the first oval race of the 2016 season.
Tony, this is Chip. You copy the radio? Yes, boss. Good. Have a good night. Thank you, man. You too. Great.
We're underway with oval racing in the Verizon IndyCar Series.
The leaders started at a blistering pace. In just 20 laps, they've caught the back of the pack.
We'll be on lap traffic in 6 laps.
Looking inside, corner. Still there, he's by himself.
Tony Kanaan had a lip between 1 and 2, and the car of Juan Montoya was able to dive underneath him between 3 and 4.
Clear behind him.
Big vibration.
With Tony's report of a vibration from the cockpit, the team considers changes to the car.
Tell us about the car.
There's 1 and 2. Middle line is 3 and 4.
Copy.
But a pit stop would ruin their new 3-stop strategy. For now, he'll need to manage the issue.
Coming. Looking inside, outside.
Whoa!
Something went on with Elio Castroneves. Got a tire going down.
That right front is not only flat, it is completely sheared off the wheel.
Back it down, we got one spinning off the tube. Yellow, pits are closed. TK, you want any front wing changes?
No.
How's the car late in the run there? We only had about 10 more laps to go before we were coming in. How's the car?
Time will come back to us. The vibration was the biggest problem because of the weight jacket was under steering 1 and 2, but I think the track will come to us.
On lap 50, Tony enters the pits running second. A quick enough pit stop could propel him into the lead.
No changes for the Tony Kanaan machine. 7.7 seconds for them, down and away.
Tony Kanaan drops back to third on the pit stop. Teammate Scott Dixon gains 5 spots and beats Tony out of the pits, taking over second place.
Well, there got a flat tire.
And Juan Pablo Montoya slowing on the track.
An issue for Juan Montoya.
Tony Kanaan runs in second place, behind teammate Scott Dixon.
Full course yellow.
The drivers who didn't pit are going to be looking awfully good. For the drivers that came in here the last 5 laps, might have been a death blow.
Hit this lap, hit.
Wanzer got on the radio. Any changes? TK simply no. Great stop thus far for this NTT data team. 7 seconds. Problems with the right rear now.
Scott Dixon will win the race on pit road. Tony Kanaan will come out third.
The slow pit stop cost Tony another spot, dropping him back to third place.
Green flag back in the air.
Green.
As the race approaches its final stage, the team decides to have Tony pit on lap 193.
Everybody here is not going to want to stop until they absolutely have to see if they could minimize the risk of a yellow coming out.
Pit.
Coming in.
There we're hearing green flag pit stops are going to start.
Chip Ganassi said they're good to go. They were in about
Clear.
Then, as Kanaan leaves the pits,
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Come on. Why did we pit? We're trying to put you in a gap there where you can run a fast lap on the out lap. That didn't work. How many laps down are we? 1, we'll get it back. All right, TK, 46 laps remaining, currently P8. I'll do what I can, man. I'm going for it. And 4. Just go for the front. Don't go for anything else. Outside looking. Outside. Outside. Still there. Still there. +5. Clear behind the 10. That was a great pass. That was a great pass. 28 to go. P5.
Tony Kanaan, one of the more aggressive drivers we've seen here as late.
during the final stage of the race, he passes 4 cars, proving how fast the 41-year-old veteran still is.
He's caught Will Power now. He's gotten by all those guys. He's actually right now the fastest guy on the track.
Keep pushing, Will. 8 to go, 8.
Kanaan running 4th, right behind Will Power.
3 to go, 3. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
A late yellow flag ends the race under caution. Teammate Scott Dixon takes the win. Tony has to settle for a hard-fought 4th place.
Check your fine, TK. Nice job, my man. Nice job.
We had a couple bobbles in the pits that cost us a few positions, so near the end of the race there, we made a decision to come in early.
When you do something different, you have a risk to it's either go right or it goes wrong. I don't want the terribly wrong for us.
And it looked like we'd be positioned with a clear track when we exited the pits to be able to run the laps, to hopefully be able to jump the leaders after they made their stop. So we just got unlucky, had the caution there, put us a lap down.
Well, I tell you, you passed so many cars in that final stint. I don't know what you had underneath that hood, but it looked fantastic.
I was just mad, that's all. At the end, I was able to make up and catch up and pass a few cars at the end, so at least I think I made it excited for the fans.
Tonight, Tony proved he has plenty of fight left, regardless of his age.
You can see he's not a guy ready to retire, so he's still got a lot of fire in him. He's got more than he's ever had. He's very determined.
I still have it. I'm nowhere near giving up or not doing anything crazy, you know, to retire or anything. I still have it, and I'm going to race as long as they give me a job.